All right. Review. The graph of an exponential function is shown on the grid. Which statement is best represents the graph of the function? Okay. Now look. Is the y-intercept 0, 4? So look, 0, 4 is right here. That is the y-intercept. That's good. Is the function increasing as x is greater than 0 and decreasing the other way? Well, no. As x is getting greater than 0, going to the right, it is not increasing, it's going down. So it can't be B. C, the equation of the asymptote is x equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. X equals 4 is this line right here. No, that's a vertical line. The x-intercept is 5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. But remember, this does not touch it. It's an asymptote. It's got to be A. 0, 4 touches the y. That's the y-intercept at 4. Cool. Now, if you want to graph f of x equals 1/4 or 1/2 to the power of x, it'll look like this. So if you hit table, you'll get some points. So what you want to do is, since it's x in the exponent, this is x in the exponent is exponential. You can see that it flattens out right here at 0, right? At y equals 0. It hits here at 0, 4. And then it has a point at 1, 2. If you drag those 2 points, it'll graph it for you. And you just make sure that your asymptote is at 0. Okay, because that's where it levels out. All right. Which is not true. Let's find out. All right. So okay, the y-intercept is at 8, 0. This is 0, 8, not 8, 0. That ain't it. The x-intercept is at 0.25, 0. Right here? Nah. The graph has a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. Y equals 0. Yep, that's right. Graph is decreasing. That's right. So it's going to be A and B, 2 that are not right. Okay. A part of an exponential function is graphed on the grid. Which statements are true about the domain and range? Now look at this domain. Domain is x from left to right. Range is y from bottom to top. So from left to right, it's 1 to 4. The domain is 1 to 4. Greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 4. That's the domain. Yep. And the range, look here. The bottom is at 2. The top is at 9. So which one says that? Well, greater than or equal to 2 and less than or equal to 9. That's the y value. All right. So it's not all real numbers in this graph because you can tell it stops, doesn't keep going. Nope. Hey, this is easy if you got a graph. I mean, if you got decimals, you can just graph it. which one looks like this? Well, it's increasing to the right, so it can't be B, and it can't be C. So it's one of these other ones. Let's click the table. So it's at 0, 3, and negative 1, 2. Negative 1, 2, that looks good. Right there. And 0, 3. Negative 1, 2. Oh, that doesn't look good on D. It's got to be letter A. Got to match it perfectly. All right, let's graph this. All right, the coordinate of the x-intercepts are 5, 0. This does not touch the x. It only flattens out and approaches it. The equation of the asymptote is y equals 2. No. The coordinates of the y-intercept are 0, 2. That is correct. The graph decreases from left to right. That is incorrect. The graph has a horizontal asymptote. Yes, that's at y equals 0. That is true. The graph increases from left to right. That is true. All right. All right, so remember it's y equals A, and since it's growth, that's 1 plus r to the power of t. My initial amount of money is A. My r is 5%, which equals what? 0.05 when you move it 2 to the left. And then my t I'm going to call it x. All right, so y equals 3120. 1 plus 0.05 to the x. What is 1 plus 0.05? 1.05. You actually combine these like terms. And you see your best answer is B. Okay. This one was like our DEUA. Okay. You're subtracting, so top minus bottom. So 6 minus 3 is x to the 3. 4 minus nothing, which means 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. And then 5 minus 9 is negative 4. Negatives go to the bottom. So we have x3, y3, z4 is on the bottom. Cool. Now let's do something with this. Okay, 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. 9 minus 2 is 7. This has to go to the bottom because it's a negative exponent. So 4 and b to the 7 stays on top. A to the positive 3 on the bottom. Whoop. The last one, when you're multiplying, you do multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. But these powers, 5 and 3, you're going to add. 3 and 8, you're going to add. Okay, multiply the coefficients, add the powers. So this is your review, 10 questions, because tomorrow you're going to have a 10-question test. Make sure you're ready for it.